All of you are able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Right. So before starting this class, let me give you a summary of what you have learned until today. Okay. So basically, the first thing we have studied in regarding HTML is the tags, the numerous tags that were there. So some of the tags have been discontinued, okay, some have changed. So out of the all the tags that are available, there are some fundamental tags that are used till date, okay. So those are called the basic tags. That is what I gave you, the 38 tags. And the tags have a default value which can be changed by using something called attributes. Okay, attributes have values which you have written an assignment in the previous class. Okay, so up till now this point is clear, but nowadays values and attributes have reduced. Okay, so you don't use these attributes and values much like you do in the olden days. That's why I gave you the assignment, because when I studied there were a lot of values and attributes, but now values and attributes have diminished or reduced. Okay, you don't have the same number of values and attributes. Like for example, if you take the li tag, you used to have values and attributes, but in HTML5 nowadays you don't have that one. Okay, all of them have been incorporated to CSS. So whatever you written, you can use it as an assignment, the latest assignment which you submitted yesterday. Since most of you study we submitted after the time, I gave you 5 marks, but anyway everyone has written well. If I felt that the tags were less, I would have told you. You just check it. Okay, use it as a reference. You may get a question to write the describe the basic HTML tags or structure of an HTML page, or write the values associated with various tags. Like that, if you get any question, you can write the same thing. Understood, everyone? So today, before proceeding further, first we will see about important tag called as the link tag, or it's given as a tag. Okay, a is actually a link tag. Okay, it has an attribute called as a href. So now if you go, for example, so imagine, take any file that we did last week, like so this is an sample page with an image here. Okay, now suppose I want to travel from this page to another page. Like for example, you want to go to this particular page. Sorry, this doesn't have anything. I'll take another one. Suppose you feel that you want to come from this page to particular this page, okay, without coming from outside. So you need to link this page as well as this page. So how to do that? Okay, so what you do is, after this, here in this href, it's actually given a particular page, but since both are in the same folder, you know that this one is there, right? So you can just take it and put it over here. Okay, you can put some text that needs to be displayed. For example, p tag with br. Okay, so you save this file and you refresh sample1.html. Now you can see that the line comes here, example p with br. Now you can see that it is underlined default, and it has, when you go take the mouse to it, the symbol changes. So this ensures it's a link. You can see in the far down right column, that is in this place. You can see here D colon classes web design. So it tells the location where this particular file is located. So you can see here it has substituted something called file colon D colon slash classes slash web design slash code. So this has been already added. Okay, so what I have done here in this code is that I have just given the location. So since this particular file is already located in this location, this entire path name, as you can see here, when I select, you can see file colon D colon, this entire thing has been suffixed with this one or prefixed with this particular one. So now when I click this, automatically what is happening? This particular page is being loaded here itself. Okay, so this is called as the link tag, which you have to study. This is one thing which we didn't see at all. So a link contains something called as href or hyper reference. That is the attribute that is used. You just give a link that is over here, p underscore tag, whatever page you want. So wherever you have stored your code, like here I have code. So whatever page you put under here, in this one, you can just give the name. Suppose you give a folder and you put that, means you have to put that folder name slash. Okay, like for example, if this p underscore is under this script folder. Okay, so I'll come back here, where's the code? So scripts, okay, you shouldn't put a slash in front. If you put a slash in front, it will not work. It will say file not found. So D colon slash script, it will take like this. So if you shouldn't put the slash in front, you have to instead put it like this. So now you now it automatically comes. So you can see this has been added with this one. But if you put this slash over here, what does it do? It will take it to D colon. Okay, it doesn't add, but it will take, if you put slash, that means what takes the drive as the root directory. So it's always not advisable to do that one. So this is your path name. Okay, so by default links will appear in all the browsers. So they have three things, that is an unvisited link normally will be in blue color, a link that you have visited, like for example if I, yeah, now it has turned to purple color. Okay, because I have visited. Okay, so visited, so visited means it will be purple. If it is an active link, that means it will be in red color. Okay, so an active link will be in red. Normally it will be in blue and purple only. This you often won't see, but to indicate a link is active, you can put it in red color. Okay, so these are the other attributes. Okay, you can add, this is the common attribute that you use. Href, it can be a local file or it can be an URL also. Okay, so this is the predominant thing that you'll use. Suppose once you click the link, you want to download some file, then what you can do is you specify the target that will be downloaded when the user clicks on the hyperlink. So immediately once you click that particular button, a download will appear. Okay, like I don't know whether it will work for the link. No, it doesn't work here. I think they might have given, yeah, you have to give it like this. So but a HTML page, it automatically opens. But if it's not an HTML page, it's a PDF something, it will download. Okay, so all the other things you can just see. Target here, this one is important, you will be using in certain things. So specifies where to open the linked document, whether in a blank page or in the parent page itself, or on top of this particular page, or self, that is another page. Okay, so this target type as well as href, these are some of the things that you normally use. Okay, so there is one rel tag that I'll teach you a little bit later when you come to CSS. Okay, so this is the important things related to this is the important thing that is related to ahref, that is your link tag. Okay, so after link, the other important thing is HTML forms. Okay, so now can anyone answer me what is a form? All of you can unmute your mic and answer. Langshan, you can reconnect. Yeah. Yes. So suppose, welcome latecomer. Correctly after one topic you have come. You slept, huh? Langshan, now you can hear me. Langshan. Okay. A form is an page or a paper, okay, where they will ask you certain details so that you can access something. Correct? Like for example, you want to book a bus, so you go there, you pay your money normally these days, but anyway in the olden days what you'll do, there's a reservation form. I don't know whether in these days you have it or not. Like railway station, nowadays you just go to the counter and ask, but previously you had some reservation forms or ticket booking forms where you'll write from to and everything and give it. I think today these days it's not that, but if you go to an online portal like a railway or a airline, you can see there's a form there. Okay, you come to our university and you want to join, so they give you an application form. Correct? You want to go and join somewhere, okay, or you want to apply for something, a job or something. Once you go to the interview, they will give you one particular form which will ask you certain details. So what is this particular form? Okay, so basically form looks something like this. So you have something called as a text box, okay, and a bunch of radio buttons if you want to give only a single input. If you want to give multiple inputs, then you will have what, a checkbox. So for example, you take payment mode, you can be any one of these three only, so you are given a radio button like employee. But sometimes you can have two or more, okay, whether you are whether you are earning and your spouse is also earning, that means what, you can have multiple, then you will have a checkbox. So you can see here almost if you look at this general pattern and you look at almost all the things, so here you can see in this form, okay, they have asked you a bunch of things here and there, but here you can see there are given some check boxes here. Okay, so like that you can see in the net there are plenty of application forms that are available. Okay, so in these application forms you can see some, what to say, predefined methods. You can see there is an you take anything you want, you have some boxes over here, okay, like this are checkbox, everything over here. Now you come to some application form like Yahoo, you are trying to create a new account. Now you can see there's a text box over here. As soon as there's a drop down box over here, there's something called as an email here, password. So if I type here, nothing is coming. Okay, your mobile phone, something is asking, birth, right, it shows the list of days, years, gender, something is asking here. Okay, now if you look at all these things, you might remember what you studied in Visual Basic. correct? Now father is teaching you Visual Basic. You can see that there is father, you have a label box, you have something called as a text box where you actually input, you have a command button, you have check and option button, you have a combo and list. These are some of the important controls in a what to say, a Windows environment. Okay, now you take for example PowerPoint, all these are buttons, correct? So now if I click something and I press here, it bolts. Okay, and if you for example you take this one, this is a drop down box, it has some values there. This is another drop down box. Okay, even if I want I can go and type here like 22. Okay, so if you look at any Windows application, okay, like for example calculator, it has a text box, it has a bunch of radio buttons over here, it has certain options here. So wherever you go, this VB structure you can see that is placed everywhere. Okay, so what actually is this one? So if you take your computer, okay, a computer is a device. Okay, so this will be your computer device. Okay, what it does is it does some process. Okay, and for that process you need some inputs. Okay, and you do some basic or you give some output. So this input to your particular system or through a particular portal or a web page, or you want to register something or you want to access something in an Amazon web page or something, means you will be accessing data using one of these controls. Okay, much like your general normal form which you see here and your computer form, almost which are both are having the similar controls that are available here. So control or a form contains certain controls which control the input that is being given here. Now why you need control? For example, you take gender. Okay, where is that? Yeah, here it's given male or female. Now if I suppose tell you to type your gender, what will happen? One person will type M, one person will type boy, one person will type male, okay, one person will type gen. So it is very difficult for us to do any process. Okay, so in order to restrict and minimize the errors that are obtained, you know the gender has to be only two class, either male, female, or it will be other. So you give the option to that person and it can be one. No person can be male and female at the same time, correct? So it will be either this or that one. So here you can give it. Now same for return. Certain inputs need only one answering. So you can provide them the answer so the errors can be reduced. Now sometimes you need to give them multiple choices to choose one. Okay. So in that case you can't keep on giving a lot of radio button. That's where the list box and the combo box, or you call it as selection boxes, comes into play. Okay. Suppose you want a user to have multiple inputs, but you want in this fashion. Okay, like for example, you want the person to give what to say, jobs worked previously, and you have given government, private, teacher, and 4 or 5 options. So the person may have 2 or 3 options there. So in that case, you give them a checkbox. Okay, so checkbox, option button, checkbox, multi-entry option is for 1. These 2 are for limited data. Combo box and list box if you have multiple data. Like for example, you can't have a 12 boxes you can't have. So in that case, you put a combo box. So these are the fundamental controls. Okay, forget about all those things. Text box for giving any entry you want. Command button to submit it so that it can go for the process. Checkbox, option button for limited values, here single, multiple. Combo box and list box, that is for multiple entries. Okay, so I'm not going to go into that one. I just want to tell you these controls. So what is an HTML form? So now you might have recognized what is a form. Okay, a form is what? A basic thing that is used to collect all the inputs so that it can be professor. In this place I put device. If you are coming to our university, we need some detail from you. So if I tell you to write a letter, you write all the description, give it to us. It's very difficult to read and process. So if we give you an application, we ask your name, your mother's name, what you're studying 12th, what is your mark, everything. So by looking at it, we can find out or estimate what you want, and we can do the job much quicker. So that's why we have an application form. So in application, you have different controls, how to get the input, how to make you give or to provide you certain choices so that the process can be easier, and finally get all this is composed form for the inputs. Understand now? A form is accompanied by the form tag. It starts and end, and in between you have something called as the form elements. So what is HTML form? So before going to HTML form, let me tell you one thing. Previously, before HTML5, in HTML4 the forms were different. That is, you had something called as the text box, which could do nothing but only get in the text. Okay, so to check whether you have written type, for example, I'm asking your phone number, so you have to type 10 digits. In order to check whether you have typed 10 digits or 11 digits or 12 digits, I have to write a JavaScript code or a VB script code to check what you have written, so that it can be sent for further processing. Now in these days, HTML5 provides a rich set of attributes and values. That's why I told you last class to look into what is attribute and value. It provides a rich set of attributes and values, so that all the work that was previously happening in JavaScript now can be done in HTML form itself. That is one thing. Another thing is HTML, when you go for JavaScript, there are provisions to block JavaScript in your browser. Okay, in that case, that means what, you can't get the correct data also. That was one drawback previously. So HTML5 has replaced that text element alone with something called as the input elements. Okay, so you have form element. The first thing is an input element. Now what is this input element? Okay, so suppose if you want a text box, or you want a radio button, or you want a submit button, what you do is, here you type input type equal to text. So this type attribute can the same input element can be a text window, it can be a radio, it can be a submit button, or it can be anything else. Okay, I'll tell you what are all the other controls that are available. Then after the input element, which previously was the text box, okay, instead of text box, now you have the input element. You have something called as a label. You all know what is a label. Then text area is the multi-line text box. You have a button. You have select for drop down list, which will have option group and options. These are two tags. Okay, and these are the other fields like field set, legend, data, option, and all those things you have. Okay, so these are the basic overview of the tags, form tags that are available. So you have the input element. Forget about this now. For now, you have the input, you have label, you have text area, button, select, and under select you have option and option group. These are the how much 3, 4, 5 important things which you have to understand. These are the other ones. Okay, there are totally 6 option. These two I already told you. So apart from this, you have 4 which can be used here. This is a common one, but it can be used in forms also. So now we'll see about the input type. Okay, so suppose you want a text. So you just give input type equal to text. It defines a one line input text. It's not a multi-line. If you want multi-line, you have to come to text area. Okay, so this is input type equal to text. If you want password, you can give input type equal to password. Submit, radio, check button, button. Okay, and number, date, color, range. Okay, then you have month, week, time, date and time, date, time, email, search, telephone number, and finally URL. Okay, so to summarize, these are the things that are available, but now I'll tell you the latest one. Where did it go? So these are all the things that you can do with this. So a button will create a button like this one. Okay, checkbox, you all know what is checkbox. Color, you can pick some colors like this one. Okay, input type equal to date, it will show you the box something like this one. it will come. Okay, when you click that, your calendar will appear. Then email, it will enforce you to put @ symbol there, otherwise it won't submit the email. Like file, hidden, image, all these are your password. You can even choose the type of text that should appear there, like you want dot, or you want star, you want asterisk, that also you can choose. Okay, so this is a sample of how you can put. So you can see label. Okay, for equal to f name, you are just given the text over here and finish the label. So this is the name with which you can control this label. Like in VB you have studied, right? Control will have a name and it will have a value. Okay, so input type equal to password, you can define what type of password you want. Okay, so I'm not going to go much into that one. So these are the different thing, and these are the attributes or values. Okay, so if you come, you have max length, min, name, pattern. Okay, if you want to give different types of password, you can check that and see. So this is actually type. Okay, so that's where the input type equal to comes in. So this is the type attribute. Apart from this, you can have a lot of other values. Like for example, if you want to accept only audio, only video, or only an image, you want to accept that alone, you can give. Okay, alternate text, autocomplete, you can enable that feature. Focus, that means what? As soon as you come to the form, automatically the text box will be ready for you to type something. The cursor will be already placed. If you want the checkbox to be already checked, you can give. DRNA disable, form ID. This is for especially useful for when you are coding. Okay, then form method, get post, this we'll see a little bit later. Then form non-validate. Okay, form target, just like in link you saw no blank self, and to display it where height and the width, the maximum number. Like for example, you want in the text box only 10 values. So for example, you are asking them to enter a mark shouldn't go beyond 100, so you can give max. Okay, you can give number, or you can even give date there. Similar for minimum. Maximum length is what is the length, maximum length you are having. Like for example, you are telling name should be 50 characters, not more than that, means you can keep it. Multiple lines. Name, pattern is like for example, you want to give star character or something like that, you can give that. Okay, you can also set it as required, sorry, read only. Required means compulsory, it has to get the value, without getting that it can't come. SRC, size. Step is like for example, you have a combo box, so you want to display all odd numbers or only all even numbers, you can do that. Okay, like in our university, if you have a semester, it will be either odd or it will be even. For that you can use, you can put a value, and you can put width also in pixels. Okay, so these are all the different types of values and attributes. I come to the input tag. So input tag has all these kind of attributes. That is the most important tag. Okay, in the HTML form, what I am talking still now is about the input form. Okay, so input form now has been given a lot of time. Previously you didn't have input form. Okay, you had only the text box, or you will call it as text area. I'm not sure about what the terminology was, but now it has been replaced with the input box, which has been given this much kind of functionality using the type command. Okay, and you can see here input type will checkbox, some things they have given, and it's almost supported by all the browsers. Even Mac is supporting that, Opera, Firefox, IE, and of course Chrome. Okay, so this is actually the input tag. Okay, the other tags are actually very simple ones, which you can go and check it for yourself. Okay, so I've given this in the PPT, but I thought it would be better giving there. Okay, so when you want to actually submit a particular form, or you want to pass the form inside, you won't be clicking a button, but instead you will be clicking something called as the submit button. Okay, so if you go to so there is a type called as input type equal to submit. So now what this will do is, as you can see here, it will create a button. This is not a button, But what this will do is, if you click this, all the form information, so here you have the label name, everything, right? This will be submitted to the backend. Okay, so normally HTML is something called as a front end, which I taught in the first day. Okay, at the back end you'll have a server-side scripting language, Java or Struts, or you'll have Hibernate or something in the background. Or if it's an .NET application, you'll have ASP.NET or C# or something in the background that is running there, which will in turn communicate with the database. So all this form can be submitted using as the something called as the submit button. Okay, so when you submit, there is something called as a form action, form type, form method. This you will be giving along with this one. So action attribute, form action equal to action page.php, or you can even give an HTML page. Okay, so action, there are two methods for that. One is called as a get method and post method. Okay, so whatever the computer sends, okay, it will be sending through this URL only. So for example, you are typing a username, password, it will be sent through the URL only. So there are two methods to send it, get and post method. Okay, there are other attributes also available to send it, so no need to worry about this one. This in future, if you want, you will study this also. Okay, so for now, no need to confuse with this what to say, form value and all those things. This only for your reference I am telling you. What you must study is the HTML forms, the form tag, the elements. So the important one is input elements, and these are the subsequent other elements that are used. Okay, these two are predominantly used. These can be used, so forget these two because I have written it in the previous itself. These are actually used with the canvas command. If you want to group commands, for that you can use this. The important thing is input types. So now, as an assignment to study what you have done here, the next assignment what you do is, you have previously done an HTML page, correct? In the first assignment you have done an HTML page. Now what you go do is, you go to that particular HTML page and you give a link. Okay, so everyone is listening. All of you can unmute your mic. What you do is, the previous assignment you have done, right? So in the previous assignment what you do is, you create a link, okay, to a new page like a form, and you create one application form. Okay, imagine that you are creating an application form for our university. So what are all the things that are needed? Your name, registration, not register number, your name, your father name, mother name, your gender. So what type of box you can use, phone number, password, something you are giving like this, means how to make it proper. Okay, so you create an assignment where in the previous document which you did, okay, previous HTML page which you did, you put an a tag or a link tag and link it to the new page. Okay, you link it to the new page, and there it should be an application form. So like in your previous exercise which you did, you just somewhere you put a link, application or application form. So once I click it, it should come to this page. This page should open in a new page, not on top of that. Okay, it should open in a separate tab. Understood everyone? It should open in a separate tab, and there an application form should be displayed. So when I type everything, it should get the value properly, and once I press the submit button, it will come and stand as nil. That much is enough. Okay, if there is no error, nothing, it will show us you have to give what are the fields required. A password means how you are going to give all those things. You kindly notice. You won't have any password. Like for example, phone number means it should be 10 digits. Okay, your email means it should take the @ symbol. So input type equal to email you have to give. So you experiment all this kind of input form details with this particular assignment. Understood everyone? Everybody understood? And I would appreciate if this